Hi, folks. Welcome to my humble homestead in the forest. If you can see me behind all this vegetation. And today I want to talk to you a little bit about this plant here, nettle, and otherwise known as stinging nettle. First of all, I apologize for my attire. I Well, some of you already know if you watch any of my other videos. My daily routine right now. Today's I think the 3rd of June. I get up at about 5:30 in the morning, and I do some about a half hour exercises on a day like today. A rainy day, I go back and do another half hour, and an hour after I check my emails or whatever. And then today I was busy uh, working for my elderly neighbor. I did 4 hours of firewood. For those of you who don't know what firewood is, it's hardwood, and there's softwood. This is hardwood. It's a lot of heavy work. And then I come home, rest a bit, and I go back outside again. And as you know, I don't live an Instagram life, so I'm not gonna just go and change and come back just to make a video and go back and change again to get back to work again. So that's what I'm apologizing for. Long story, short story long. Anyway, nettle, in this case, stinging nettle. Uh, wow, where to start? Is an actually, I would say, a superfood food. It's been around. It's been, I don't know how long it's been around, but I think. Um, Let me see. I think the earliest use of it was by the Romans or the Greeks. Um, it was mentioned by um, yeah, I think it was that long. Maybe even, I mean, that was mentioned. I'm sure it's been mentioned. It's been used even before that. But um, I put my glasses on the bugs. Um, anyway, Hippocrates. What's it called? Father of modern medicine. But anyway, it's good. This plant is good for 61 different things. Basically, when you hear 61 different things, it's basically your entire body, as good as dandelions. Here's a dandelion. Um, so I just cleanse your blood, the waterways, your urinary tract, for men's health, for ladies' health, for allergies. It's the hairs. Maybe I'll bring the camera closer so you can see. It's the hairs that sting, and it's those properties that for the histamine, um, arthritis. I remember somebody once told me that their grandmother used to roll around naked in them, and it stimulates. Um, it helps with the joints and muscle aches, and I think I even read somewhere that it was used for folks that had lost their how do they put it? Um, uh, how did they put it? I'm gonna say it exactly like I'd read it, but it was a while ago. Hmm. You know, when you're disabled, your limbs don't work. So to re-stimulate your um, paralysis, I think that's how they put it. So um, springtime, as with all herbs, is best if you're looking to consume it right away. You can eat it not raw because of the hair. You can cook it, you can steam it, you can make pesto with it, but like half and half, like half of this and half basil for your pesto. You can make soup out of it. You can steep it in tea. You can drink it as a hot tea or a cold tea. But when you make it, if you have access to this and make it and steep it as a tea, the longer you leave it, the darker it gets. It becomes your tea will become like the color of this comfrey leaf, maybe even darker. I mean, you could even use that as for your um, watercolor if you want to paint with it, because it's super dark green. Smells like the metal. Um, what else can you do with it? Oh, yeah, I think they found something like 2,600 years ago in Denmark, cloth, the earliest use of it as fiber. What I mean is, if you wait longer for it to become maybe twice as high, and so the stem will become thicker, it's very fibrous. So they would use it. It's almost as good as hemp and flax and cotton. So, but and even in the 1800s, the German army used to make their uniforms out of the fibers of this. I mean, if it's good enough for army, what they put it through. The problem is that um, at that time they didn't have access to cotton. It wasn't that readily available, but it is labor intensive, like hemp. But uh, you can use it as fiber. Maybe you just fine twine. But anyway, um, if you're going to be harvesting this, I recommend. First of all, I have to say that they grow in sort of like a damper soil and the ditches. And in this case, as you can, I don't know if you can see all around me, I'm surrounded by my compost bins. So they prefer rich soil. So that's why they're growing here so healthy. And it's you really need gloves. I mean, I don't. I only know one person that can handle them without gloves. And pruners. Really, I want to say, go get a pair of um, go get a pair of. See, I got everything around here. Look, I got raspberries growing here. By the way, I should do a video on raspberries. Everything is best at this time of year in spring. Raspberries are amazing for. Wow, let's not get into that. That's a whole lot of raspberry tea leaves. That's another whole video. Let me just get rid of clear around this poor thing. I say poor thing, but it can handle all this other stuff around it. But I would say, actually, all this stuff can go in the compost. I'll put in. You don't need to see me put stuff in the compost. So when you go to harvest, oh yeah, so this is what I was saying. Try not to harvest from near roadways. Oh, sorry, roadways, because you get the particulates and whatever. I mean, we don't have industry here, so it's not. I don't have to worry about pollution, but you might have to where you are. I mean, I don't want to sell these. I don't want to. I mean, I dry these and that, but when we have guests or friends being like people that give us a hand with things, a volunteer, whatever. They're they can have whatever they want. Bartering. I'm just saying this before you ask. The cost of shipping and me packaging it, going over, explaining what it is, it's just too much. If you're ever here, but find yourself someone or a place where it's not near a road, and you're probably thinking, what if it's not near a road? How are you going to get to it? I know. So your best bet probably is to buy from someone like that lives somewhere like this that's so secluded that there's no traffic. So anyway, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut some, and then I'm going to hang these upside down to dry, and then unless you're going to steep them right now. I mean, like I said, this is the most potent right now for the roots, for whatever you want. Oh, the seeds, you have to wait for the end of the season if that's what you want to do. But really, when they get established, they're like raspberries. They have, I guess you would say, rhizomes. And if you ever pull their leaf, they pull the roots, you can see the roots go sort of horizontally, and they just spread. So you don't have to worry about saving their seeds unless you want to eat the seeds, not for planting. So I'm just gonna pick and cut some and then go hang them upside down. I'm trying very carefully not to touch them because every time I touch them, I maybe because I have a very low tolerance for pain. Raspberries everywhere. I mean, we're right, like I was saying, we're right by the compost bins, so the soil around here is very rich. So everything prefers to be here. Now more over there, more in there. You know, like I mean, everything around me is doing so well. With the, be it maples, be it everything wants to be here. You know what I'm saying? This is where the party's at. All right, so actually, let me show you. I don't know if this will be able to pick up the hair on what makes it sting, but I will make an attempt to show you. Let me switch glasses, and I can see. I don't know if you will be able to see. I'll hold it upside down. Come on, focus. Focus. Why aren't you focusing? Here we go. See the hair on mostly the stem, but they do grow on the back of the leaves as well. Fine hair, but boy, they sting.